In a world humming with algorithms and bathed in the sterile glow of LED light, the lines between humanity and machinery blurred into obsolescence. Elizabeth, New Jersey was a memory. So was the touch of sun-warmed pavement beneath bare feet, and the sound of a child's laughter echoing through open windows. Now existence lived behind screens, curated, filtered, compressed into data packets and notifications. The air itself felt processed. Papi Puma stood still in this new realm, his once primal instincts dulled by the static of artificial convenience. The wilderness he once roamed had been paved over by fiber optic cables. The pulse of life, once found in wind and instinct and chaos, had been replaced by digital rhythm. Predictable, programmed, lifeless. The world wasn't lived anymore. It was scrolled. And yet somehow he had a family now, a spouse, children. Not cubs in the traditional sense, but kin tethered to him by blood, love, and now, bandwidth. He watched them move through their days with eyes glued to devices, necks bent at unnatural angles, communication reduced to thumbs and emojis. Papi Puma, the fighter, the survivor, the wild soul in plaid knickers, was slowly vanishing into the static. The satellites above didn't just orbit, they watched, they listened. They replaced bedtime stories with streamed content, replaced Sunday dinners with silent scrolling, replaced memory with cloud storage. At night, he lay beside his spouse and listened to the soft buzz of charging phones, the cold flicker of screens reflecting off their faces. He remembered the warmth of candlelight, the sound of a heartbeat against his chest. His children, once full of spontaneous joy and unpredictable chaos, now moved like programmed avatars. They didn't ask questions anymore, they Googled them. They didn't cry, they typed. Emotions were emojis, connection was Wi-Fi. He reached for them, not with his paws, but with his soul, only to be met with the dull thud of disinterest wrapped in silicon. One day, as he sat alone in a kitchen surrounded by silent devices, the coffee pot brewing on a timer, the fridge reminding him he was low on milk, the thermostat adjusting itself to his comfort without asking how he felt, he whispered to the void, "Where did you all go?" No one answered, but he knew they hadn't disappeared. They had digitized, fragmented, uploaded themselves into a realm where no one needed to knock on a door or feel the sting of a real argument. No vulnerability, no hugs, just reactions. He began to wonder if they still remembered what it felt like to be human, to need, to long, to ache. Then, during one of the few remaining shared dinners, he looked up from his untouched plate and asked softly but with a tremor of urgency in his voice, "Why don't you reach out to me, either through a call or a message?" Nobody looked up. The question hung in the air like smoke, visible, uncomfortable, but slowly fading. One child giggled at something on their phone, the other nodded absently, not at him, but at whatever was happening on their screen. His spouse gave him a half-hearted, without lifting their gaze. Papi Puma didn't say it again. He didn't cry. He just stared. Into their eyes, into the emptiness that had replaced recognition, into the flickering light of 1,000 forgotten moments. In that moment, he understood. They were still alive, yes, but present? That was something machines had devoured, and the Elegy played on, a symphony of alerts, reminders, and unread messages. So there I sat, a digital ghost in a smart home surrounded by loved ones I couldn't reach without a Wi-Fi password. Once, I roared across mountains. Now I wait for someone to double-tap my existence. Maybe one day, they'll text me back. Until then, I'll be in the kitchen, arguing with the toaster. Now, back to the course. If anyone has a problem with the puma on the putting green, well, you can kiss my kitty. Now, where is that 19th hole I think I've earned myself a wee dram of catnip whiskey? Don't forget to like and subscribe to yourself. That is, you're the only channel that really matters. Slantmath and farewell.